Trump in Davos. He's not happy about the windmills. You know, they're killing all the birds and the whales. So he had to call him out on it.
Windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers. One thing is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills, and yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever think of that? It's a good way of looking at it. They're smart. China's very smart. They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people that buy them.
Whoa. Shots fired. China makes all the windmills, but I've never seen a windmill farm in China. Is that not an indictment on the windmills in and of itself? I think it is. And kudos to the president for calling that out in front of all these ridiculous leftists who get on their private jets to go to conferences and cry about climate change.
But they don't use them themselves. They put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin. They don't do anything. They use a thing called coal, mostly. But China goes with the coal. They go with oil and gas. They're starting to look at nuclear.
We need to look at nuclear. And I know the president has ramped back up coal. He calls it clean coal. Pennsylvania is very, very happy about that. But the energy, especially in the AI race, we're going to have to go nuclear in this country full scale. And I pray that we do it very, very soon. Big topic of conversation in Davos has been the president's
subject of China. When you're talking about the windmills, he's so right about things. This guy is such a brilliant guy and his team that people are so stupid. I have a tendency to say that to people's faces sometimes when I think they are. And I think that's why I like him, because why be fake to people when you're talking about them behind their back too?
Well, got time for one more. Dalton in Franklin. What's up, Dalton? Thanks for holding, man. What do you got?
China has more wind farms than any other country. Why do you keep repeating his lies to your moronic listeners?
It's this guy. What do you do for work?
I'm self-employed, so I have time to call shows like yours. Other people make me money.
Oh.
Can you address the wind farms? China has more wind farms than any other country. I'm not being a proponent for wind, but why does he lie, and then why do you repeat the lies?
China is building more coal plants than any other country in the world right now.
No, we're talking about wind. We're talking about wind.
If wind was so effective, why would they be building all the coal plants?
I'm not saying it's effective. I'm just saying they have more wind farms than any other country.
I mean,
so
that's great. They have a wind farm in St. Croix. The windmills never turn because the salt air ruined the windmills immediately. So you can tell me that they have wind farms. Are they active? Are they being used? I mean, give me the data. I'm absolutely going to trust the president over some weird guy that calls into radio stations to argue with hosts all the time.
Because you're a MAGA idiot.
Got you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm sorry. They have more wind farms than anyone else.
Okay.
You don't like facts? I know facts.
Give me your source. Give me your source.
I know. ChatGPT.
Oh, thank you. Perfect. Appreciate the call, Dalton. He's a New Jersey Republican, and he calls into everybody's shows. These people, what are you doing with your life? Why are you spending all of this time just raging and coping and seething over Donald Trump? And you're angry because he goes to Davos and he says to the globalists, I'm going to put America first. And he calls them out over the BS that he sees. You're buying all the windmills from China. China doesn't use them. So let me trust Dalton, the guy who spends his days angrily calling Republican shows to own the MAGA idiots. I'll continue trusting Trump, who just so happens to be right about just about everything. 9:56, it's Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.